some time, make your way down to Pine's Envy. Oh wait, your horses and stuff.
Yeah, can we just say that we got a little satchel for his gold coins?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that would have been, he would have gone ahead and spent 2 silver on a pretty decorative little satchel that he has currently displayed over his shoulder.
Is he going to wear that as a dragon? Is he going to be wearing it as a dragon?
You'll find out.
We're definitely going to be carrying that for him.
Okay.
We can just attach it to a saddlebag.
Alright.
Place my boob.
Yeah, never mind. She's the only one who knows where that is.
Okay.
Unless you share with the class.
Alright.
So, back at the inn.
So you guys go ahead and you make your way down to the Pine's Envy. And it's definitely a more subdued place. It's not quite as big. But when... What did y'all do? What did y'all do?
Wait, look at she opened up to...
Oh no, it's the dragon.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you opened up to a page about dragons. Right as I said, it's not as big.
Amazing.
I forgot! I was gonna go mark for the copper that I just spent on candy.
Good job, I'm proud of you.
God, thank
It's a
you.
bunch of weirdly shaped dildos.
Good job.
That was a good moment.
Sponsored by Bad Dragon.
That was really good because I opened it and I was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
I was just like,
Jared's like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Oh no!
I still had it open from when we were talking about it earlier.
Sponsored by Bad Dragon.
Tonight's episode.
Oh my god, I was not prepared.
And...
Good. So you guys go ahead and make your way down to Pine's Envy. And
What is the owner's name for my own sake before we get there? And I'm like, yeah, your name.
it's, there is a male dwarf named Dane.
Okay, and he knows.
Mm-hmm. He sees you and he just glances around at the others and, how many of them are staying?
All of them.
All of them. All of them now.
I'm so sorry, Dane. We didn't have.
Just yesterday at the execution. Things are running high down here. You're bringing all of them here now.
I will try to keep things low.
Sophine drops 5 gold.
It's only for one night.
Your money's, I'm not... We're happy to have you, miss. We're not in this for the money. You just keep your coin. You'll probably need it wherever you're heading.
It's just been rough the past few weeks. They're just
It's
it's
getting
a
worse
busy
and
season.
worse.
And 5 gold could help you in your cause.
But if you're staying here for however long and then you're heading on your way...
It'll be fine.
Alright, well, thank you.
We are not. We don't take much space.
That's...
We probably
Except
would.
for remember, she's
Yeah, she
We
does.
can
She
take
takes lots of
one of your
space.
larger rooms, or perhaps 2
I'll-
of the smaller ones.
I can do the one larger. That'll be fine. I've got 2 beds in there now. I can shove in a third if you really
We
need
have one who doesn't need a bed, so it's all right.
it. That's alright, that's fine. I'm
Thank you.
sorry, miss. I don't know that I've got anything big enough for you.
No, it's fine. No one does.
She's
Well,
got her hand.
that's too bad.
Dane, we thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
will try to keep the numbers low for the coming weeks while we recuperate.
Just stagger them. Yesterday was... That
It
did
was
a
a
number.
heavy day for all of us, I understand.
We had 2 who spooked and ran. They got caught.
May they find peace.
Hopefully that's what's heading for them. But yeah, you know the way up.
I do.
I don't need to know your names. Don't need to know where you're going. It's better that way. I'll send up dinner though.
Thank you, Dane.
Neat.
This is a question I probably should have asked a really long time ago. I stopped using a fake accent a long time ago. How recognizable is an Adgordian accent to people who have never been to Adgord?
I have no idea.
Good. Okay. I probably have no idea, but would I know if I need to change my accent in a higher social circle where people might be more well-traveled, or...
You'll have to use insight for
Figure
that.
it
Yeah.
out. Okay, cool, thank you.
Delia is just gonna lead them up like the back hallway
Mm-hmm.
and up the stairs and to the largest room.
Yeah. And there's, it's definitely it's about as big as one of your rooms were at the other place, but the beds are kind of a bit smaller and there's no window.
Welcome. Please do make yourselves at home. Please try to keep things tidy as we have numbers of people moving in and out of these rooms.
Can you get
On the
food
daily.
downstairs?
Dinner will be brought up to us.
And then you hear are those their horses downstairs? They've got horses?
Let me deal with this. And she steps to the front. Yes, Dean, we can take them to the back if that's a problem.
If you're hiding them here, then yeah, it's gonna be a problem. They've got some big horses out there.
Put the horses in the
you're
back.
right. Let me grab the tall one and I'll fix this. And the dog can also stay
The
out
dog's
back?
the
The dog
dog's
is
fine. The dog's
staying
fine
quiet.
wherever it's as long as it keeps quiet if you're back here.
She's going to leave the door open with him standing there and run over to Remember and go, dear, would you mind helping me with something really quickly?
Sure.
Can you imagine
Tenzin
having a
won't be in
rhino?
trouble.
Like,
Tenzin won't be in
Trust.
trouble. I'll keep him
You mean
quiet.
Fitzum?
I mean,
no
Fitzum won't be in trouble. Yep.
So I would take Remember down and we'd just kind of like
Okay.
lead them back, stable style.
Okay. And so like the stable hand sees you bringing the horses in and
Mhm.
immediately like turns away and goes elsewhere.
Can you imagine having a rhino?
What time is it?
Pat, pat.
You're looking at like mid-afternoon by this point. It's been like
Should we? What time are those who are going to speak with the king going to speak with the king tomorrow?
Well, I would imagine since I made the summon, I should probably be there.
I think we're all going, yes?
In your letter, did
What-
you
what
request for all
time-
of us or just you?
I just
There was
said
no
I need an
number.
audience. I didn't specify who, what, when, where, why. I just said ASAP Rocky.
Perhaps a small group.
Side
Don't know
note, can
how-
we assume that we purchased rations today for the ongoing trip?
Well, I was gonna get to that. Should we go and get supplies now, or do we have time to get them while people are meeting with the king, or
what
beforehand? Or
what
after?
supplies is it that you're wanting to get?
Well, rations aren't too big a concern as long as we all have 4 or 5 days rations. We should be good.
Rations are 5 copper apiece.
I have rations
I have some that I
because
I
we've
have
been
4
eating
rations.
in taverns and stuff, so I haven't been using rations. But my thought was,
have no idea what I've used in the trip and like what we've used through, but I know
Yeah.
I have had some at some point.
I have 4 rations. I have a bedroll and a tarp, 5 torches, and a rope. So that's like technically enough for a tent.
yeah, my
Mhm.
thought was more so
We
like
got tents.
things we might need.
Well, those were like with the tents. Is that I gave you the pieces.
The pieces
for the
of it,
tents.
just in case we needed it.
traversing gear.
Or like if there's
Maybe
any.
we could ask
I
around
would
to see if there's a way to get to the
Things
market.
like boots or things
Right,
that are like
Because
weighted because there's not even
un-
water.
some metaphysical items would be very helpful.
Where would
Also,
we
for
find
the love of
metaphysical
God,
items?
some
I just said
health
it would've been cool if
potions
we got to
perhaps,
that
and
guy.
we're going into a very large.
I have 3 greater
dark
health
prison.
potions. I have 3 greater health potions
Yes.
and 2 lesser health potions.
We should probably distribute those to people who aren't the healer.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
other
will
people
say
don't.
that
I mean, I bought those like years
health
ago.
potions count as a magical item,
Yeah.
That's why I
so you're
said
not really gonna find those in Guron.
That's right.
we could get
Yeah.
to the black
So
market.
when I left Adgord, I probably would have been in like travel clothes, right? Like
Mhm.
still nice, but like
Yeah,
travel worthy.
yeah.
Would those be suitable? Like, are they very, very obviously Adgordian?
They're definitely not Guranian fashion. It's like we had discussed. It was very flashy and lots of purple and silver and sparkles and like very like almost flamboyant in a sense.
I'm
of,
just
like,
picturing
look
a
at
dream
me.
of Genie, but
Can I
there's
like
that.
cobble together an outfit between what I bought from the merchant in Ataseth and what I had taken with me from Adgord? Can I cobble together something that would be suitable for a swamp, but also if we run into people, it's like believable that I'm from somewhere maybe not necessarily like super affluent? in Giron.
I'll leave that up to you how you do that. Do you remember exactly which pieces of clothing you have?
Yeah, because like I imagine I probably would have had some kind of like close cut legging or something like that as part of my travel wear.
Yeah.
And like good boots from Adgord.
We'd also discussed that you like showed up in a skirt though. Like your first whole like incarnation with like Angarot was wearing like a gown.
Fuck. I have to go buy more clothes.
No, you don't.
She.
You have the clothes you came here in. You're fine. We can walk around the swamp in those. We'll rub some dirt on it. It'll be okay.
Grab some dirt on. Okay, while we're doing all these shenanigans, I give you 1 greater health potion.
Oh, cool.
You 1 greater health potion. Remember 1 greater health potion.
Hell yeah.
And then each of you get 1 lesser health potion.
So wait, hold on. I wasn't looking when you were pointing. It's
Greater health
me,
potion.
Tamsin, remember.
Greater. Claudius and Delia lesser.
Can I borrow the pencil when you're done here? Thank you.
I don't have any more after that. That's it.
Are me and remember back in the room now? Do you remember?
Yeah, you guys would. It wouldn't have taken long at all to.
While you're fiddling with your clothes, she's gonna walk up and kind of look you over and go, "Well, I have a pair of scissors. We could turn this into shorts, and it might look a little bit ragtag, but it's a swamp."
I mean, the clothes that I bought to come here in aren't in fashion anyways. And I'm never going to wear them outside of Giron. So, can we make them like suitable enough that I could still travel in them? Like once we leave here?
My knowledge on fashion is not quite fashionable, but I can sew together a little bit here and there. At my age, God, we used to make our own clothes back when I was a little girl, so I can help you a little bit. It won't be perfect, but it could work.
I think it is fine for right now. Thank you for the offer, but I will just if I rip them up, it's not a big deal. I'll leave them as they are, and then we'll go from there. I have the ability to clean them a little bit as long as no one else is around, so
Sure.
we can go with it. It'll be fine, I think.
Also, I have to say, I love your headscarf. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Is that is it like a religious thing, or is it just fashion? And am I just beyond the times already?
Yes.
And then you hear from his sitting on the bed. Lion's bad.
I did not lie. I said yes to both questions.
Oh, okay.
It's called loopholes.
Again, she's gonna take your hand and she goes, I don't need to know all the details. As Dane said, that's not the point. I like your headscarf.
On that topic, does she glow?
Well, we're all in one room, right? We're staying in one room.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And Hiss
wait.
Hiss goes and crawls under the bed.
There's something you should know. And if you freak out, I'll kill you. Alright, Hiss.
She just chuckles a little bit, like.
And you just hear a from under the bed. That's.
Well, come out.
And then you just see this little dragon head poke itself out from under the bed.
Well, hello, Hiss. Have you had a good day?
Okay, perfect. We're all fine then.
Yeah, it's a long day. I'm tired.
She reaches in her bag and takes out a little copper piece and goes, "You've been
he's
such
like-
a good boy today."
Darts back underneath the bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just as a note, sometimes we lie to stay alive. So possibly don't announce when we're doing that to people, please.
Also, what do you say to the lady?
Thank you.
Okay.
She just goes,
And then you hear.
Going to ruin his teeth.
"How did? It's not like this. No.
We found him in a jar.
Oh,
Remember, she's
Not
gonna
gonna
look
try
at
to bury
him
him
and be
alive.
like,
that's not.
alright, but
No,
like,
not at all.
lying is bad.
I am so
And
glad
just
that you
nods.
found him. He is a good little dragon.
He is.
So bold.
Yes, it's
That
been a
must
heart
be
attack
troublesome.
every day.
Should we perhaps try to go earn some coin before we leave the city?
I'm completely down with that.
Oh, we're gonna fight something before we go see the king tomorrow
Well,
morning?
we have the rest of today.
Well, it's
Okay.
evening.
I thought it was
It's
the
evening
evening.
now.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, it's getting later.
And
Like
we
you guys
don't
spent
want
the day
to-
like going through and shopping.
Maybe
And,
we'll fight something on our way to the prison.
Yeah.
That's true.
We don't want to create a high profile for ourselves.
Well, we were hoping to fight something for money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have money to pay for
We
it.
just want to roll our dice.
I know,
That's all.
We
All
roll
right.
twice the
Um,
Two.
She's like, okay, you said it out loud.
I
Quick,
was-
roll for perception and
Do you think it'd be
initiative.
a good idea to like go around the middle tier and try and see if we can find anybody with masks?
We could try. We might as well if we have the rest of the evening.
Right?
Delia, once you guys are all back in the room, is gonna kind of point out that like this room has no windows for a reason.
Mm.
Like, please keep your voices down. Please remember that, you know, anything you drop, anything you spill, people think this is like a supply closet. You just, if you have to leave or come into the room, you do so very quickly and quietly. You do it one at a time. You don't.
I
do
inform- I
anything.
tell Hiss that. To be,
This
like,
is
that
a
you can't
haven
go in
for
and
a
out of
reason.
rooms.
Mostly,
He
not
just-
that she thinks
he
you're
just
going
nods.
to ruin it. She just wants other people to not have it ruined for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's for children and families.
and Hiss just nods.
She just.
Let's go see the king.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and you sleep for the night. It's definitely not as comfortable as it has been. But you sleep, and when you wake in the morning, you find that someone at some point has opened the door and set food inside, and Hiss has helped himself to a little bit of it, but otherwise there's like a pile of potatoes that are under a cloth, there's a chunk of like hard cheese, there's a couple loaves of bread, but like that's it.
Earlier that morning, like probably at sunrise, Delia would have just gotten up, gone downstairs, and tried to just help around with Dane. Just anything
Yeah.
she could do.
And Dane probably gave her a few letters and like was like, yeah, this is where this one's going, this one's where this one's going,
Mm-hmm.
stuff
The
like
pup
that.
still
She
serves.
took it away.
Okay. So, the next morning,
Mhm.
you guys wake, and today is court. How do you get ready for court?
I am going to wear my dress that I had made,
Okay.
and then I'm going to elaborately do my hair in braids that would. With my hair?
Yes. I love doing. I used to help my mother with their hair. I know how to do.
No, thank you.
Delia's gonna go,
It's-
you could do my hair. And she
Okay,
takes
there
the
we
pins
go.
down, and her hair is like waist length,
Good.
thick, beautiful silver hair, and she's like,
Good.
And
Yay!
her fingers are like twitching. She's so ready.
Meanwhile, you don't know this, but like somebody of close intimacy is someone who does your hair. So
Aw.
it's not that she's not intimate with you, but it's not to that caliber. So she's like, no, don't touch my hair. It's fine.
why would you do that?
She's already distracted because Delia offered her.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like,
So
already.
she's gonna do elaborate braids, Sarah, that would be like fit for a Tardothian like court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These are some fucking intense braids, let me tell you what. Like,
Let me tell
And-
you what.
actually, because we had talked about, like, the messages in the braids thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does she put any messages into the braids? Like, any words or anything?
I think what she would put in her braids would be something on the lines of redeemed and ready to fuck shit up.
Remember would actually recognize those.
Ooh.
Because the braiding of...
Ready to fuck shit up.
Because the braiding... Like, the braiding of... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, like, the braiding of Tardotith stems from, like, the net and lace work and stuff of Breleed.
Mm-hmm.
So Remember would absolutely be able to read her hair.
So it's kind of
Sophia's
like
just getting all fancy.
it's kind of like a ready for battle statement of like
Mm-hmm.
guns blazing.
It's time to
Remember, like,
finish it
sees the
up.
redeem side and she's like, "Oh, that's good." And then you, like, turn and it's, like, ready to fuck shit up and she's like,
Laughs in Brilliant.
LOL.
I don't want to draw too much attention by putting on this super fancy dress. but I also don't know where else I'm gonna wear this thing.
Why you
Wear
bought it?
the dress.
Damn.
No, she didn't buy it. I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
I didn't know what it was going to be.
Wear the dress. Balls to the wall. We're leaving today.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay,
So are
I'm
we
gonna put
all
it
going, or
on, but
just
I'm
some of
gonna
us?
make.
Sounds like everyone's going.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on, but I'm gonna make the note that like I am gonna go quickly when I leave, so that I'm not drawing too much attention, and I'm gonna try and arrange my cloak. I know they like stick up, but I'm gonna try and like keep my cloak on and arrange it in such a way that it doesn't look too obvious.
It'll be like Barbie Princess and the Pauper, where they put the
Yes.
clothes on and you can't tell what their hair color is.
That's on the list. We're watching all of
So
them.
who all is going to court?
Ooh, I'll go as like the handmaid.
Okay.
Fuck
Just
it,
like-
alright.
I was gonna say,
I
I would
would
stay,
dress.
he could stay as remember.
Yeah,
He
because
would
like we
feel a
look
little
weird.
intimidated
We
by
look
court.
weird.
She's just hella
You look
excited.
weird,
She's
but
just
you
like,
do
"Oh,
have,
the ladies
like,
are
upper
getting
tier
fancy."
Like you do have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tamsin put his suit on.
Honestly, like we've been charged by Oak with this. I'm not mad at all of us going.
Alright.
There's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Remember's gonna try to put that dress on, and she's gonna be like, "How the fuck do I get? How the fuck?"
Here,
How the
remember, I
fuck?
got you. It's okay.
And then there's like a ripping sound.
I have a sewing kit. It's fine.
All right. So you guys go
Just
ahead, and it
slowly.
takes you a little while to get changed and like get prepared, and it takes you even longer to very quietly slip out the
So
back.
she's walking in this guy.
And she just goes,
Like this.
you think she remembers your name for like half a second, but no.
Viola, chew like you have a secret.
So you guys go ahead and you make your way up through the tiers.
And I brought the letter, by the way. This one.
Just for
And-
reference, she's wearing just a very plain looking greenish gown with like embroidery, but she's the handmaid, so don't worry about it.
And Hiss is hurrying along beside, and he is in an outfit that looks just like
I forgot
it
about
would
the
go with
boy.
Sabine's.
Your sweet boy.
And you've promised him to go outside, and
Right,
he's like,
you can't talk. Or you'll... Right, because we don't want that. Alright, perfect. Let's keep going.
and then he just goes ahead with you, and you've kind of got the idea that like it will definitely be in the upper tier, and sure enough, like there are people that are streaming in, so you are flanked by soldiers as you show your invitation to court.
And once we get up there, I'll shed my cloak and be fancy like I am.
And literally, even with your beautiful clothes, like they start to question it until they see that royal seal on the back. And there are others who accompany you through the outer gate and over the bridge leading into the inner walls. And many of them do not have the finery that you're clothed in. There are people that shuffle and bicker, and many seem bitter, and many more seem anxious as they wring their hands and clutch at their own summons. Nobility flitter about like colorful birds and make their roosts in clusters near the marble pillars supporting an elaborately painted ceiling. King Gilbert sits against the far wall, flanked by his wife and children. Soldiers cluster around them and in doorways, and council members in heavy robes and colorful suits make their voices silent as they whisper in the king's ear. You have arrived to court.
But there's a bunch of people in here. It's not just
There
us.
are. And I was going to drop the big one, but I did not get the chance to do that, so actually I can pass that around. That is essentially the structure of the great hall that you're in. You are not in the king's domain up at the very top. You are still in the upper tier.
It's
Like
like
you're
a
in
people's
the
court.
It is very much like this great hall. They probably have parties and the like there. And King Gilbert looks to be in his late 40s. He's a human man, and he sits very relaxed on the throne, and you can see that he leans over and whispers to his wife a few times, and leans over and listens to some of his council members as people come and present their cases to him. And you actually see a priest who steps up, and he's trembling a little as he bows in. Your ever so gracious highness, I ask that you send a small amount of soldiers out to Clacton. There is an inn there that is besieged by curses, and we believe that it is mages. They've killed people in the night, and they have asked me to clear the air, but I'm not sure that it is something that is of a cleansing variety, and I believe that they are perhaps targeted by someone who wishes them ill. And the king leans over and... You may have a soldier to accompany you back to the inn. If nothing is found within a fortnight, then they will return. And the priest bows and, thank you very much, Your Highness. My honor to speak with you. And he straightens and hurries off, and another comes and another, and then the lot of you were actually directed to stand closer to the nobility, not quite within their ranks, but with your clothes you certainly fit in. And you see a couple of them glance your way and look you over and whisper between themselves. And
Safina's going to make direct eye contact with the people who are making eyes just enough, and she's going to look at them and smile and nod her head and then go back to looking at the king.
And they're just no one's really coming up to you, but then one of the servants approaches you all, and he bows, and he's holding a silver tray. Might I have your summons to court so that the king may speak with you? And takes it on the tray and bows, and he goes ahead, and you've seen him do this, just approaching people, and the king reads the summons that you were sent, and he leans over to whisper. And he looks towards your direction when the servant kind of points you all out, and the king glances at each of you, and he just kind of nods.
Josephine bows very deeply.
And then he goes back to the people that are coming up, and the crowd kind of disperses. Soon they have, trays of food going around for the nobility. There's a man coming out to sing, and there's a woman performing. And things seem to kind of settle down from the very stiff, formal affair of at least the lesser nobility and the lower tiered citizens that came in, and now it seems almost like just a party and a gathering, and there's food and wine going around. And then that same servant comes up to you guys after probably a good hour, and just no one else has talked to you this whole time. The king requests a private audience with you all. If you will follow me.
We would be delighted.
Can I just glancing around, are there the direction the king went and the direction we're headed, are there guards gathering? Does it look like we're getting set up?
It doesn't look like you're getting set up, but there's tons of soldiers in here. The king is here, so there's tons of soldiers.
I also want to do a perception check to see if any of the nobility have the sparkling Segbite.
Go ahead and roll.
14.
You can't quite tell. Even as you're moving past, people are in these elaborate, outfits. They're just as elaborate as Angarod's. There's some with silk roses piled on, remembers. There's some that have, collars so high that there's, a cutout for their face.
Sure.
It's wild.
That's a lot.
And you're led into that back, antechamber sort of area, and the king is sitting at a small table, and he is there with the queen, and you don't see the prince or princess that you'd seen out in court earlier. And he looks up and, you sent me a most curious letter. Which one of you is Safine? A pleasure to meet someone from the north.
The pleasure is all mine, sir.
You may speak freely here. He just flips through some parchment.
I'm just internal screaming.
OC, we should have discussed what we were going to discuss with the king.
Whoopsies!
Fine.
Sorry. Well, Your Majesty, we do have a curious request attached to that curious letter. We would like to speak on behalf of Oak.
Then speak.
I'm sure someone as wise as yourself would realize that things in the forest have become more unruly.
Yes, isn't that supposed to be his job?
In a way, I suppose, but nature is its own beast.
So then it's not really something that I should be worried about. My soldiers take care of any threats that besiege the city. And Oak does whatever Oak does. Why are you here Why are you here?
Iran is still your country, is it not?
Is that in question?
I'm merely wanting confirmation, sir.
Yes.
In which case, nature and the surrounding forces would still be your jurisdiction.
I suppose.
In which case, as a noble and bold king as yourself, you still care for that land, though it may have ugly sides that you don't like.
You're quite bold yourself.
Well, you know, the people from the north have no sense, as I'm told.
No, I wouldn't say you have no sense. But my asking you to attend court was not to start another war. The last one went so poorly.
Remember, just kind
it?
of like locks her jaw.
What is it that you want from me?
I suppose, Your Grace, what I am wanting is to know why you ceased contact with Oak over such a large jurisdiction of your country, which is the forest.
My soldiers patrol the forest. My people, understandably, and of no offense to yourself, have a healthy fear of magic. I have no reason to entrust their safety to a being that seems to be made of magic. Now, nature being nature, time passes as it does. How long did Oak say it's been?
He stated it's been quite some time, over a couple of years.
I have not spoken with Oak since my 4th year as king.
May I ask why?
I saw no reason in it. As I said, I will not entrust my people nor my kingdom to the fickle use of magic.
Your forests are poisoned. Your people are in danger, your land is dying. And you had no idea.
If I may introduce a more bold party member, Angarod.
You claim to be a king that cares for your people. You say that you can care for them. You say that your soldiers can take care of it. And yet, we were the ones who took care of it for you.
You've taken care of my entire forest. How
That's
generous of you. How benevolent. Should we not pay them for their service?
We are not looking for payment.
Then why should I waste your time? You have the whole forest to patrol. You say you've
Look
You've
past
done
your
my
ego
job.
and care for your kingdom.
Silence! This is my court, miss. I was
Ma'am.
being... And he stands. You may see yourself out before my soldiers do. That accent, where is it from?
Wouldn't you like to know? And I walk out.
He just played an enemy of the king.
Miss Safine,
Your Highness.
it was a pleasure speaking with you. You can assure Oak that all is well.
If I may, Your Majesty.
And who are you?
I am Temsin, and he gives like a very respectful bow.
We're dying.
All may be well for you, but Oak wanted to warn you that all is not well with the forest. I'm so tired, guys. I'm sorry. All is not well with the forest, and he fears for the land. He fears for your people. He cares about you and the people in this land. That's why we're here.
Thank you for your generous words. And thank you for passing on his message.
I merely hope it is not too late. And then Temsin bows and leaves.
I'm going to scribble down, because I have a holy parchment, in a bottle of ink and quill, so I'm going to pull that out. And I'm going to write a blessing on it. I do apologize for today's odd encounter. I must say, the letter I wrote was in a sort a way to warn you. Of course, we're not council people, but I do hope you'll accept this small trinket of blessing upon your people, should something that Oak said arise.
Thank you.
And she just slides it across the table.
He doesn't touch it. And he settles back into his seat.
I think it's time to go.
Well, that was fruitful.
And then bow and exit.
Claudius waits.
Oh shit.
Oh, for the love of
He's
God.
not with us.
I'm going to
Delia
bed.
wants to bow, but she just can't bring herself to do
I'm not
it.
leaving. I'm going to pee, and hopefully this will be done by then.
He just waits them to leave, and then real quick, Your Highness, and he like tries to bow. I'm
And
Claudius.
he glances at the soldiers.
I just had a
Is-
request for you. I'm sorry. I don't know much about court or anything like that.
Then you should know that you're breaking every aspect of it.
Oh, I thought you could just ask. I understand there's a Hall of Records. I'm a survivor of Newcastle.
And the soldiers all look at each other, the king glances over.
And I needed to. I understand you're a father, and I never knew mine. And I understand I might
What
have
sort of
access to
survivor
those.
are you of Newcastle? And the soldiers
He
draw
says
their weapons.
a very fortunate one. But I
What's
was
your name?
Claudius.
And your surname?
That's
I'm
the
polite.
question. And I've never known any family, and I would love
What
to
was
be able
your
to get
position?
that information.
In Newcastle, Claudius.
I was just a worker.
And the soldiers step forward.
Just a worker.
I'm aware of what workers were in Newcastle. Shall we check your records?
What?
Seize him. And the soldiers move forward. And they literally go to grab. They're going to grab you now.
Oh, really?
You have to roll to not get snatched.
What's our ceiling height?
Little does Reagan know.
It's roughly. Oh god, these are high ceilings. Yeah, these are high ceilings. Yeah, you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, these are high ceilings.
Bro, no, bro.
He didn't know it would go like this. He thought you could just ask the king stuff.
He
I
was a
didn't
dickhead
leave.
the whole time, and you were like, yeah, this is
He
a great
literally
idea.
just missed us the second we walked in that
So
room.
am I just at the corner then?
No, I waited till everyone
I
left.
just said before
Yeah,
you said
she's-
that, I said I'm standing in the back of the room.
She said that she's just
Literally
like hanging
still
out.
there.
And, yeah,
Oh.
Delia would
I'm
see
the
this going down.
handmaid. I wouldn't have
The
left
rest
my
of us have
noble.
literally left. We don't know you're still in the room.
Yeah,
Well,
Delia
we're
is
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
one. Yeah.
I'm like
outside.
hella gone.
Right,
Like
she's
I have
super
no
gone.
way of
And the
knowing.
rest of us have left. The doors are gone. Like, we're far beyond the doors.
We can't help you with.
I know.
Oh
hold
my
on.
god.
Well, if we intervene,
used our real
we're on the
names.
bad list too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, first of all, I have no idea why the fuck you guys use their real names aside from you.
We gotta
Right,
go.
I mean,
We
Go
gotta
ahead
get out
and
of
you're
here.
rolling a
well,
dexterity save.
you
I don't know if he
you're fine.
is.
We gotta get out of here.
Alright, so then are you
I
getting
think that was
snatched?
Just run. Just try and
He's
run.
got to
for
do
it.
something. Yeah, dex save.
Dex save.
Shit.
Like, don't take the wings out
17.
until you have to. But
Yeah,
just run.
no, you're fine. They go to put their swords away and grab you, and you're running, like you're going. And
Again, yep. I'm just
I
blending
grab
the
Lady
fuck into
Julia.
the crowd like a little
go
woman.
ahead and roll stealth with advantage because she has been silent the whole time and she is like taking up servant's position. But yeah, they're going after Claudius, like they're running.
27.
She is the
Where
wall.
am I?
So I don't even know where
I am.
Delia lifts her hands and is like, I'm a wall.
I am the crowd.
Yeah, no, so you guys hear as you're like leaving, you hear, seize him! Someone! Get him!
Sabine starts to walk faster and she's yanking Hiss by the hand.
And hisses
She's trying to
quick
say
feet.
chill, but she's literally, because all she cares about is getting Hiss out of there.
And Hiss glance back, where's Teef?
We need to go now.
Okay, we're going.
Can
And
I
he's like
see?
trying to.
Can I see him?
You can see, like, it's that, like, the antechamber went into the big room.
Mhm.
So, like, now nobility is, like, glancing over because Claudius is just running.
I'm gonna just pick Hiss up onto my hip and walk faster.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, another dex save. 'Cause
Another
there's-
dex save?
Oh my
Yeah, there's
God.
soldiers everywhere.
Okay.
Oh my god.
If I fail, can I pop up my wings for advantage?
Stop that.
No.
I'm literally- Are you beside me?
What did you get?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
working
good.
with you.
What
I
is
don't.
it?
We don't
It's a
know
7.
him.
I know.
I got a
We don't
6, so...
I'm
What?
fucking gone.
So,
I'm like
Okay,
out of
so
the
you're
fucking
fine.
building.
Did y'all just fucking hear
No.
that?
was
He goes,
so
I
like
rolled a 7
you
shield. Well, I
can feel
rolled a
their
6,
fingers
so-
graze against your coat, and like you feel it tug, but you manage to wrench out of their grip, and
I'm
you're
gonna
just
feel like-
you're just booking it, like you're just running.
He's fast.
Yeah, you're just like,
He's a
and
quick
you guys,
boy.
you guys are able to see Claudius just run. And where does Claudius run?
Out.
Yeah, because he makes it. Like you make it out.
For the
Okay.
love of
Like
God,
you
if
make
any
it
of you
out,
go
you make
back
it
to
past
that
the guards and
safe
stuff.
haven,
So
I will
where
kick
is
your
Claudius?
asses.
Where is Claudius running?
Not
What's
right
in front
now.
of me?
You're in the upper tier.
Would I have gone down
Are
the
people like
building at
yelling
this point?
behind him?
Yeah, there's like soldiers and stuff that they're trying to like say, no, it was a tiefling, and like they're giving descriptions of what you look like.
Do I hear any of this? Because I left, but I didn't like leave because I was gonna wait for them to catch up. Do I hear this commotion
He'd
happening?
probably be
You,
with
yeah,
us.
you would
Did he run out?
absolutely.
Do I see Angerod?
If you guys were not running, he's probably running past you.
Okay, he's.
If I see Angerod, I grab her as I'm running and I say, "Make me different. Make me different."
We've got to get hidden first. And I'm gonna try.
Can I find an alley?
Yeah, can we run till we find an alley?
Go ahead and roll stealth with advantage because you're
my
helping
God.
each other.
Oh my god. In the meantime, I'm going to take Tenzin, Safine, and Hiss
22?
and just take you guys to some back alley.
I rolled a
somewhere.
9 both times.
Oh my
it's
God.
Gonna be, I have a decent bonus. It's gonna be a 12.
Oh
I
my
rolled a
God.
2.
Holy shit! Okay, as soon as we get into an alley, I'm casting Disguise Self on both him and me. We still look like Oh no, the thing was today. We look middle class, nondescript.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof.
Okay.
Oof. I've
So you-
swept them off into some dark alley.
All right.
I know it. It's fine.
Yeah, you know how you wanted to come back and things were gonna be better? Well, now
They're not
they're
better.
Shit sounds like it's fucking on fire. What the fuck did you do?
He wanted to
Oh my
find out who
God.
his family was, and he thought you could ask the king about
You
stuff like
dumb
that.
bitch, Mary Sue! We're gonna get fucking murdered!
Mary Sue!
So you guys go ahead and
My hands
you
shaking
are
so bad I can't even take notes. Y'all, I'm fucked.
you are disguised as
Yeah.
2 nondescript middle
Take it all
tier
over.
workers.
Back alley, the rest of you.
And
It's just those two.
I appreciate
You're
it.
safe.
you
Thank
and you guys you guys are pulled by Delia into some like back alcove that you didn't even know existed, and you watch as soldiers go running past, and they're they went this way, no, it's a tiefling man, and
We're
you
walking.
and you do
calmly.
hear no, he was a survival of Newcastle, no, he said he was the only one, I thought there weren't, and then I thought I thought our men were accounted for, and they were, and like that's what you hear is they're going.